Taylor Cynthia Elkins walked into that interrogation repeating one sentence. Again and again. But the detective wasn't chasing emotion. He was chasing structure. When he showed her the polygraph chart, he pointed and said,
"You see that question that says R5? And that big spike on it?"
Then came the pressure.
R5 was when I asked you, were you present when he was attacked?
Her answer shifted.
Not when he was killed. But attacked, maybe, not killed.
One word, maybe, and the story started bending. Instead of arguing, the detective reframed.
"Are you feeling responsible because you set this up?"
And quietly, she admitted.
Basically.
Not murder, but intent. Then came the legal trap.
What did you guys go over there intended to take? His pills? His TVs? What?
Basically.
Robbery was now on record. Later, she claimed she left until she explained.
Here, when he was walking out, he handed me the shit.
The detective paused.
So you were still there when he was walking out?
We know they have to lock the doors.
This one question was strong enough to destroy all her defenses. But the pertinent questions are who this evil woman is, what happened on that night, and how detectives psychologically trap her with a perfect bait.
You're a rude, cold, heartless murderer. That's what you are.
Welcome back to my channel. I don't have many followers, but your single comment is a ray of hope for me. It began with a worried 911 call on July 11th, 2019.
911. We had a young man across the street from us that lives in a duplex, and there is an elderly man that lives next door to him. He has not seen him in 2 days, and his car is not there. And the man that lives there, that he's concerned about, his name is Bill DuBois.
A neighbor in Fort Smith, Arkansas, reported that 72-year-old William Bill DuBois hadn't been seen in days. His car was missing. His door wouldn't open, and something about the silence next door felt wrong. Officers arrived and knocked.
Hello. Hi. Good. Him? He's not answering?
Not answering, but I was laying in my bed the other night, and I can't remember what time it was. I heard something fall.
Does he have a car?
Yeah, a car, but
Where's his car?
his car's been gone for 2 or 3 days.
Well, maybe he's gone. Okay.
He even told us.
Okay.
You would told us.
Okay. What kind of car does he drive?
He drives Ford.
You know what position his bedroom is at?
Back that way.
Okay. I'll come back and talk to you in just a second, okay?
No answer. They circled the duplex, peered through the windows, and then noticed it.
Yeah, I'm getting it. Yeah, right here. I know that smell.
The unmistakable smell of decomposition drifting through the air conditioner.
Can we see if we have a possible number for the subject I'm trying to locate? Try to make contact. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna get your information. Do you have his cell phone number?
I don't got it. I thought I did have.
What's his name?
Bill. That's all I know is Bill. That's all I call him.
You said Du Bois. The call note said Du Bois.
It might be that they know him better than I do.
Oh, they do?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he goes over there and talks to them
Okay.
all the time and find out.
It was a sign no officer ever wants to encounter. With growing concern, they contacted the property manager and gained entry.
Yeah, it's hot, so. Yes. Okay, so the neighbor over there says that that man sometimes comes over and talks with y'all?
He does, Bill.
Is it a regular thing that he comes over?
Well, not regular thing, but we chase with us. Yeah.
When's the last time you saw him or his car?
That's what she just said. I don't know. I have not seen it probably 2 days, but
That's what he's saying.
I'm not sure when the last time that I know it's 2 days that it has not been out there.
There's some cause for concern.
Inside, they found chaos. Bill's apartment had been ransacked. Drawers were open. Valuables were gone. 2 televisions, his wallet, and personal belongings had vanished.
And there's no TV in the living room. All the cable boxes, there's no TV.
Maybe his door was unlocked.
In the bathroom, officers discovered Bill's body lying on the floor, surrounded by blood. Spatter marked the walls and doorway.
Is that splatter on the door frame?
What?
Is that splatter on the door frame?
Yes, like
Okay.
there's stuff right there.
Oh, wow.
First responders quickly realized this was no accident. An autopsy later revealed that Bill had suffered at least 27 blunt force impacts to the head. Inside his clenched hands were strands of human hair, silent evidence of a struggle. As detectives searched for Bill's missing vehicle, his wife Susan revealed something crucial.
Hi, Miss Susan. I'm Officer Hendricks. I'm sorry meeting you under these circumstances.
I know you.
Know me?
I've seen you in Northside games.
I have been there. I can tell by the way you're acting that you've already been notified, okay? First of all, we're very sorry for your loss, okay? If you want to sit down for a minute.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, all right. Okay.
It might be better on your legs.
Yeah.
Just
have a seat.
experiencing that.
We don't want to leave any stone unturned. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a retired nurse, so
Okay.
he
But-
had a heart condition
Right.
and strokes.
And he could have fell and hit his head, but there's some blood there that we're concerned about. Does that make sense?
He probably fell.
Okay.
He
And now,
was acting
our-
so strange Saturday.
He was acting strange Saturday? Okay. Here's our biggest issue we have right now. The car is missing.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yep.
Where's your tracker? Do you have a tracker on that car?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her phone, right here. Please, need your finger or your. It said fingerprint.
Florida Station, you can get your next up records to my location.
Off Kelly Highway.
That's it.
Parked at a house.
She had secretly placed a tracking device on his red Ford Focus after his health declined. When she activated it, the signal led police straight to a known drug house across town. There, they found 21-year-old Taylor Elkins sitting in Bill's car.
Where'd you get the park?
I already told him.
You told me.
I did. Okay, one more. It's just like a friend. I said, a friend let me park.
Who's the friend?
His name's Sean, but I'm not asking.
White or black?
He's white.
Where'd you put the keys to the car?
I told him.
Well, you told him, not me.
Oh my goodness, I just told you when I was going back to something. I was trying to leave. So, I was trying to leave, but I...
Taylor claimed she had borrowed it, but detectives noticed his smell of suspicion, so they brought her in for the interrogation, and today we will look into the psychological aspects of the case.
The police department here. I'm the assistant division commander over criminal investigations, okay? And we need to talk to you about a few things. But before we do that, we have this little preliminary form we got to go over. We got to go over your rights with you. You ever see cops on TV? You see how they bring you right to inside? That's what we're going to do. So I don't want to freak you out or nothing, okay? Ma'am, what is is it Taylor?
Taylor Elkins.
Spell it for me. I want to make sure I spell it right.
Taylor. You mean in the middle?
No, Elkins.
Elkins. Where's he at with my coffee?
Oh, and now he told me to tell you it's making. He's going to bring it here in just a minute. So
Good.
you are going to get some coffee. Taylor, how old are you? Can I call you Taylor?
Yes, I
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 21. I'll be 22 in a month.
What is your birthday?
1997.
And Taylor, what is your address?
It is 4421 Windsor Drive,
What number?
16.
Of course, I told you my name is Jeff Carter.
Mm-hmm. Why did he ask me if Ralph was my old man?
The detective starts with a calm, friendly setup. Coffee, small talk Miranda. That softness has a purpose. Get her talking comfortably and get a clean waiver on record. Once she agrees, every word she says becomes evidence, and the detective can start testing her story without resistance.
Taylor, so you know why you're down here, right?
Yeah.
Well, why are you down here?
So, supposedly the car is stolen. I don't know. I had it in my. Well, I didn't have it in my custody. Well, I don't know how to say it. It wasn't in my property. I wasn't in the car or nothing like that. But it was stolen, and everybody pointed their fingers at me. And I mean, I admitted to driving it. So yeah.
Okay. So you said it wasn't on your property, but everybody pointed at you.
Basically, I mean,
So-
it was. But
So basically, you drove the car there, then, or they wouldn't
yeah,
have done
I
that.
mean, there's no denying that. Yeah.
Okay, so you drove the car. That's not a question then. All right. How long have you had the car?
Yeah. Wait.
Did you?
No.
Okay.
The other 15's next door, but
Oh my God, thank you.
Okay.
but they were together for a couple hours.
Okay.
Hey, I missed that. You
Okay.
give me awesome coffee, thank you.
So,
Oh man.
how long have you had the car?
For a couple days.
Like when? Today's Thursday, so when did you get the car?
Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. I don't know. I've been like, okay, look, my kids got taken from me, right?
Now the real focus begins, the car and the timeline. She admits she drove it, but the days blur, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, after midnight. In homicide work, time is everything. When someone can't lock basic timestamps, detectives don't see confusion, they see room for a lie.
I think you know Bill.
I know Bill, yeah.
How well do you know him?
I don't know him that well.
And when's the last time you seen him?
Like I said, like he comes in and out. I don't know. I don't pay attention to him. Like he ain't nothing to me.
Really?
He ain't nothing to me.
You kind of got all defensive all of a sudden on me. I'm just kind of
Cause
curious.
you all up in my face now.
No, you got all defensive before I ever skipped over.
No, like you're in my face. Like
Yeah. I want to make sure that we're understanding each other.
and we are.
Okay.
I don't like. I don't know. I can like pay attention. I be doing my own thing all the time.
Okay.
So. Why are you staring at me?
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out if you're being honest with me.
I am. I'm actually being honest with you.
So Sean
Mm-hmm.
gave you the car.
Yeah.
And you had no idea it was Bill's car.
How am I supposed to know it's Bill's car? I didn't go through it.
Well, you're a smart girl. You just figured it out real quick.
Because I'm looking at it now, like, what that you put it,
So
but
why would-
how could it be his car though?
So how does Sean know Bill?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Okay, he
He
does.
comes over though. Like,
But he does. Sean knows Bill, right? He's been over there and he's seen Bill too.
I mean, I'm sure he has. He's been over there. Sean's been over to our house. Well, not our house, but my grandpa's house. Yeah.
Okay. So did Sean tell you how you got the car?
No, I didn't ask him. That's not my business.
Not your business?
He's a drug addict.
Okay.
They get shit all the time.
Okay. So.
She tries to shield herself with, "Not my business. We were high. I don't ask questions." But the detective keeps circling one thing. How she got the car, from who, and where. Every "I don't know" becomes a gap that surveillance, witnesses, and later evidence can fill.
Right there beside your grandpa's at school.
Yeah.
That school's got video and it shows you showing up with two white males. So I'm just kind of curious. Who are those two white males on?
I don't even remember what else it was.
You know? So, you don't believe that's Bill's car?
I mean, if it is, that's fucking amazing.
It is amazing. Do you know why that's Bill's car?
Why?
Because he's dead. They beat him to death. And you're driving the car from a man who's been beat to death.
Oh.
And I don't know that you ain't got something to do with it. And you want to play tough girl with me, and let me tell you, this is not going to work out for you real good. He's been beat to death.
No.
You think I'm lying? You think, why in the hell do you think I'm here? You know why I'm here? Do you know what my title is? Homicide.
Then the tone flips hard. The detective drops the bomb. Bill is dead, beaten to death, and she's driving his car. That's the moment this stops being a stolen car interview and becomes a homicide confrontation. From here on, her story isn't just inconsistent, it's potentially criminal.
And, I mean, basically, he tried to do a sugar daddy, but not a sugar daddy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who killed him. That's new to me. No, that's the truth. That's new to me. The car, he told me that I could take him to work. He wasn't there that morning. He wasn't there that morning to take him to work.
Who wasn't there that morning?
Bill?
Wasn't there what morning?
I don't know. I know. Told him to work. He's not there.
Say, Bill gave you the car?
He let me borrow the car. He said I could take him to work. He said I could take him to work.
What time did you take him to work?
I didn't take him to work. I didn't take him to work. He didn't answer. So I thought he probably got a ride for somebody else.
So this is a totally different story than what you told me a while ago.
I I'm scared.
Scared about what?
You guys come at me with the fucking children, like, that's crazy. Like, yeah, I had his car, but I mean, he was okay with it. I basically sex talked him into it. But killing him? Why would I kill him? I don't know who did. That's true.
This is the collapse. She backtracks and admits the car actually came from Bill, not Sean, saying she used sexual favors to get access. That single change destroys credibility because it shows she lied repeatedly in a murder investigation while in possession of the victim's car. And at that point, the arrest isn't about attitude. It's about obstruction and the evidence trail closing in.
Hop up. Let me get those up. There you go. All right. So like I said, I spoke to you before, and before I talk to you, I have to read you what we call Miranda rights, which I'm sure you've heard them before. And today is the 12th. 9/12. Okay. So before I ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that? Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before I ask you any questions and to have them with you during questioning. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed by a court for you without cost to you before any questioning if you wish. Do you understand that? If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. Do you understand that? Okay. I want you just to read over this section here as long as you understand it. Just initial right there next to it.
Before they ask about William Du Bois, they lock in something more important: control. Miranda is read on camera twice, and she's forced to acknowledge she understands. From here on out, every I didn't mean it won't matter, because the interview is now built to hold up in court.
So now that you got a good night's sleep, you kind of know what you're in here for, what's going on, and what we want to talk to you about.
Okay, good night's sleep.
Well, you got more sleep than I'm sure a lot of other people did that are still working on this. So, how do you know William?
Last name?
Du Bois. Isn't that the guy's name?
I don't know. I don't know.
The house on South Greenwood?
What's his name?
The car?
That's Bill.
Bill?
Isn't Bill short for William?
A lot of times, yeah. Okay. So Bill's car. What kind of car is that?
A red car.
A red car. So how do you know Bill?
He's my grandpa's neighbor.
And how long have you known him?
How long has your grandpa lived there?
Shit. Like, I don't know, over a year probably, a little bit.
Around a year.
Probably.
And has Bill lived there during that time too?
Mm-hmm. I started talking to him for like a few months ago.
And as far as you knowing Bill, how do you know Bill? Other than he's a neighbor, do you talk to him?
He's, like, that's how I knew him. Like, it's from him being a neighbor. I know him personally because on a sexual money type shit.
For You'll have to explain that to me further. I don't know. I wasn't here last night.
Like, it was just like, he's like a little sugar daddy.
Okay. And how long has he been a sugar daddy to you?
A couple months.
Couple months.
Now the motive thread quietly appears. She admits William wasn't just a neighbor. He was a sugar daddy situation. Money, pills, favors. And once she says that out loud, detectives immediately start thinking about two things: access, and who else might have known he had valuables.
On Monday, I think.
So you saw him on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what was going on there Monday? You're over there for something.
I'm saying, like, there's nothing going on. Like, we just seen him.
So what was your purpose in being over there?
To talk to him about shit, to get money out of him. Like, I mean, he was like, I just talked to him and told him, like, what's going on and shit. And, like, we just had a conversation. And he said he'd try to help me as much as he can.
With what?
Like, with my situation I'm going through. Everything that I'm going through. He said that he'd try to help as much as he can.
I understand that, but help. What were you needing help with?
Like, anything, like, money, just mentally, you know, just being there. I needed to away places. He's helped me with that. I mean, that's it.
Does Bill help anyone else?
I don't know.
And when you were there on Monday, who else was with you?
Nobody.
Nobody else was with you? And did Bill seem his normal self, or was he acting different?
He seemed agitated, but
okay.
He'd go back. He'd talk to him again. You know, like, they'll be like, when you come back over in a little bit, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. You go back over. And, you know.
Did he do that on Monday?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you go back over there at some point?
Yeah.
To get
money?
To get money on what time of day was that?
It was like 8 o'clock at night.
On Monday?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did that altercation go?
This is where her story starts slipping. She says she saw him Monday, then says she went back around 8 p.m. for money, then claims nothing happened. But detectives don't care about the emotional details. They care about timeline precision, because the moment time gets fuzzy, it starts looking like a cover story.
Do you know what you did Tuesday? What did you do Tuesday?
I was not trying to think. Like, I don't even know what today is. Like, yesterday.
You didn't have any problems recalling Monday, so what happened Tuesday?
I'm trying to see that was the Monday was on Tuesday, and I'm just a day back. That's what I'm trying to figure out. No, it wasn't. Tuesday, I didn't do nothing Tuesday.
So, where did his car come into play?
When I talked to him, when I talked to him on Monday.
On Monday? And what was brought up about the car?
He said he helped me anyway, blah, blah, blah. And I just explained to him, like, how shit I have to do. Like, I can't just sit here. And he's like, but you know, I don't let nobody use it. And I was like, I know. Like, I understand. I just told him, no, like, I basically just told him I had nobody else, that I wouldn't, wreck the car or nothing. He told me, okay. He said that if I wrecked it, it's my ass. He just, like grandpa, like basically.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird. Really weird. But I mean, like, he just, I asked him, and he said yeah, and he gave me set of rules behind it.
And then what happened from there?
And I didn't get the keys that day. I didn't go to my room.
The car becomes the anchor point. She claims William let her use it and gave her rules like it was totally normal. But detectives hear something else. A murdered man's car in her hands, right around the estimated window of death. If the car story collapses, the whole I don't know anything collapses with it.
That's Tuesday. I didn't do that. I didn't know you were Tuesday.
So when did you get the keys?
On Tuesday?
On Tuesday. You told me you didn't do anything on Tuesday.
I didn't do nothing on Tuesday. I didn't go nowhere, nothing. I didn't do nothing.
So then how'd you get the keys? Explain that to me.
He came home from work and I told him, like, I got shit I need to do tomorrow.
Where does he work at?
McDonald's, and he's a teacher somewhere. I have no idea.
What time did you get home from work?
I don't know. I didn't go straight over there. I just looked outside and the car was there.
So you was over at your grandpa's house and then you just noticed the car was out there?
Yeah, I looked outside because
So like after lunchtime or?
Yeah.
It wasn't dark yet though? Or?
No. And so, I mean, I was like, I got shit to do tomorrow. He said, well, if I need to ride to work or anything, you have to take me. Like, you can't just be running around, blah, blah, blah. That's okay, whatever. I mean, I was surprised myself.
Okay.
Watch how she suddenly can't remember Tuesday. That's not random. It's strategic. People get selective amnesia when they're afraid the truth is provable. And detectives lean into that fear. Cameras, verification, receipts. Because the fastest way to break a lie is to show the liar. It won't survive the evidence.
Okay. So we're going to kind of jump back in with all this, okay? So Tuesday, you said that you were able to get the keys to the car, correct? And where was the car at that point? At his house, at your grandpa's house?
It stays like a duplex. It's a duplex that takes the road, and the parking's right here. So it's always like by both of us.
And that was, what time was that? Guessed him.
At night.
Pretty dark outside?
Mm-hmm, it's like outside.
Okay. So you got the keys, and then where'd you go from there?
Car's next door.
To your grandpa's?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What'd you do at your grandpa's?
Watch TV.
Was he there?
Mm-hmm.
Your grandpa?
Mm-hmm.
And you watch TV, what else?
Slept. Oh, it was boring over there. My grandpa's always do is sleep and eat and be fed.
All night?
No, we don't sleep. We don't eat all that. We don't do that all night. I slept all night.
At your grandpa's?
Yeah.
Okay. And was your grandpa there all night too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here's where we have a problem, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Your grandpa has told us that during the night on Tuesday, he heard loud noises
Mm-hmm.
from Bill's house, and it woke him up. He then saw that you were not there.
I don't know how. I was in bed.
No, you weren't, because your grandpa told us that you weren't.
I was. I was in bed, asleep.
Taylor, your grandpa wouldn't tell us something if it wasn't true.
I don't know. I was asleep in bed.
You were not asleep in bed.
Yeah, I was.
There's no way your grandpa would not sit there and tell us that you weren't there after he started hearing those noises and woke him up and he saw that you weren't there.
Did he go in the bedroom and look?
Yes, he looked for you because he was going to see what the noise was and if you heard it too. And
Was
you
it
weren't
on
there.
Tuesday night?
Yes.
Now they pin her down with a clean contradiction. Grandpa says she wasn't home when the loud noises happened. She says she was asleep. That's a direct clash between two witnesses. One of them is lying. And when she blurts out casino, detectives don't celebrate. They mark it as an alibi they can destroy or confirm.
Don't you? So why don't we start telling the truth? Not only for you, but most importantly for your kids. Because I'm telling you, this is just going to eat away at you. It's going to affect you. It's going to affect your family. It's going to affect your kids and your relationship with your kids. And it's just going to keep eating at you. Do you understand that? And all those kids need to know is that their mommy was honest and truthful.
Being truthful, I went 16 on the road. I stayed there for like 2 hours. I'm literally on feelings. I was there at my grandma's and I fell asleep. That morning I woke up about 4:35, about 5. Because I was coming down and it was hard to sleep.
Right away, the detective goes for the strongest psychological lever, her kids. It's not sympathy, it's pressure. He's basically saying, this guilt will follow you into your relationship with them. And at the same time, her timeline starts turning messy. Casino, Joe, Kavanaugh, daylight, night, I don't know. That confusion is exactly what investigators listen for, because confusion creates openings for contradictions.
There's probably 10 something, 10.
On what day?
That day, I think.
Tuesday?
Hmm.
Wednesday? What time did you get there Tuesday night?
I went there Tuesday night.
Huh?
I went there Tuesday night.
At your grandpa's?
Yeah, at my grandpa's on the battlefield. I wasn't there. I wasn't there. And
I thought you told me that you slept at your grandpa's.
I didn't sleep at my grandpa's. I wasn't at Bill's. And I seen Bill on Tuesday. I didn't see him on Wednesday. I didn't see him on Thursday.
And what time did you see him Tuesday?
At night.
Okay. Tuesday night.
Yeah.
What happened Tuesday night?
I got the keys.
I understand that, but you told me that you weren't at your grandpa's.
I wasn't at Bill's. Like, I'm saying is, I was not at Bill's at night. And like, I stayed at my grandpa's Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday, I didn't stay there. I stayed at the fly guy. I stayed not there. And it was because I was getting money, is what it was with that.
Now the story starts folding in on itself. She says she slept at her grandpa's, then says she was out, then says she saw Bill Tuesday, but not Wednesday, then brings in the black guy and staying the night elsewhere. The detective doesn't argue every detail. He's letting her talk herself into a timeline trap, because once your days and nights don't line up, the case becomes less about memory and more about credibility.
I'm so confused, like, oh god. So confused, so many times, so many days. I am confused. Today's Friday, yeah. Right? Or, yeah, Thursday. Which day I got here? Wednesday I stayed the night with dude. Tuesday I was at my grandpa's. Monday I was at my grandpa's. I've been at my grandpa's for the last few days because me and Patricia have been fighting.
So how can you explain to me that Tuesday night your grandpa woke up to a noise, looked for you and couldn't find you? He saw that Bill's car was still there. You have the keys to Bill's car, but you're not inside with your grandpa.
So he gets up and he looks outside.
He heard a loud noise, looked for you, couldn't find you, so he looked outside to see what he was hearing, and he saw Bill's car was still there. You weren't inside with him. You have the keys to Bill's car. You told me you have the keys to Bill's
I
car.
got the keys to his car.
So where were you when that was happening then?
I was in bed because I didn't go to
Grandpa says you weren't in bed.
Grandpa's blind then because I was asleep.
There's no way you were in bed.
This is the turning point. Grandpa becomes the living lie detector. The detective lays out a clean fact pattern. Loud noise. Grandpa looks for her, she's gone. Bill's car's still there, and she has the keys. That's not an accusation. That's a logic box with no exit. Her response isn't proof she's innocent. It's a defensive reaction. Grandpa must be blind, and I'm a hard sleeper. And that's exactly how pressure works. The more solid the timeline gets, the more emotional the denial becomes.
I'm trying to give you an opportunity to tell us what you know and what happened. Because all that's going to happen...
Sounds like you're accusing me.
I'm just telling you what I've been told. I'm not accusing you. I'm telling you what I've been told and giving you a chance to answer.
I'm telling you, I didn't have anything to do with it. I didn't hear nothing. I was asleep. I'm a hard sleeper though. I didn't hear nothing. So they were here.
It's loud enough to wake your grandpa up.
He stayed in the living room. I stayed in the bedroom. My door's shut. He'll hear anything before I do.
He's also agreed to testify that you were not there whenever he heard those noises.
Okay.
He's also showed us the clothes that he saw you changing out of and into, which is going to be collected in evidence and is going to be sent off and tested.
When?
You mean when? When you came home?
That day?
That night.
That night? That was like 8 something. So, no way. I don't think I got changed that night. I got changed that morning.
And what time was that?
When I came back.
Came back when?
I was like 10, 11. I came back and changed.
From the casino?
No. From getting high.
What did you change clothes for?
Because I'm getting ready for the day. Changing for the day. What do you think? I'm changing it because, like, I don't know anything else to it, but that's not why. No. I'm changing because I'm getting ready for the day. It's hot. Good t-shirt, shorts on. Go on in.
Now that they shift from where were you to what did you change and why? Clothes changing is a classic investigative hinge because it connects to forensic testing, blood, fibers, trace evidence. And while she argues, the detective keeps returning to the simplest reason she's in the chair. You had his car, and you were one of the last people around him. In homicide cases, possession of the victim's property doesn't just look suspicious, it becomes the center of the whole investigation.
Listen, okay? If you're telling us that you didn't do it, And you're also telling me that you know more information than what you've told us? That needs to come out, okay? If you want us to believe that you didn't do this, then we need to know the truth. And you started talking to me down there about what you're wanting to tell us that happened or what the truth is.
Right here, detectives shift from small talk to a pressure squeeze. You can't say I didn't do it and I know more at the same time. They frame it as a choice. Either she tells the missing piece now, or the investigation exposes it later, and that makes her look like she was hiding it on purpose.
And how do you know he was over there?
Because he went to get the phone. He went to use the phone. That's how I know he's over there. I'm not saying like he did it, but he's over there using the phone.
What time?
10.
10.
At night.
And how do you know he was over there using the phone?
Because he was calling somebody to get something.
To get what?
Drunk. To get something.
Now the story takes a dangerous turn. She introduces her grandpa as someone who was allegedly at Bill's place using the phone around 10 p.m. This matters because it expands the circle of access and creates a new possible timeline. But watch the contradiction. She wasn't there, yet she claims to know what happened, meaning her knowledge is coming from what others told her or what she's trying to shape.
So what happened with this stuff?
So no, he gave me a TV and I wanted it.
What kind of TV?
Flat screen.
And where'd you pawn it
Midland.
at? The Midland pawn? What day was that?
Wednesday. I didn't pawn it though, because I don't got ID.
Who did?
Social. Still need Pete.
Pete what?
Spangles, something. Spangles.
Spangles?
I think so. He's on my Facebook. I think Spangles or Springle. I don't know.
Who got the TV out of Bill's house?
My grandpa brought it to me. But I didn't know it was from Bill's house.
And then how do you know that it's from Bill's?
Because where else would it came from? Because I was late.
And here's the concrete thing investigators were hunting: the TVs. She admits a TV ended up with her and gets connected to a pawn shop through Pete. That's not a minor detail. It's the physical movement of property from the victim's space into their world. Once stolen items start getting sold, it stops being a vague story and becomes a traceable chain, and chains are what convictions are built on.
Wait. Alright.
You sit up, okay? Okay. So just to kind of reiterate and confirm some things. So that night, what time was it that you were saying that your grandpa went to make the phone call?
I was late. I'm so tired. It was late.
It was late? Okay. And then after the phone call, or after he came back from Bill's, how did the TVs get involved?
I don't know. He asked if I could get rid of them. So yeah. So I asked him if he wanted anything from McDonald's. I was like, no.
Wait, hold on. What time was it whenever he asked you to get rid of the TVs?
He asked if I could get rid of some TVs.
Oh, if you could get rid of some TVs.
I said, yeah.
Okay. And then what time do you think that was?
I don't know, it's been almost like 12, 12:30, something like that.
And that's AM?
Before that. Yeah.
Okay. And then what time was the TVs loaded into in Bill's car?
Load up bag, you put them there. Because I thought I was going to leave in the morning. I had shit to do. So.
Did he load them up through the middle of the night, or?
When I got back, he just, when I went in, he said, can you said you can get rid of the two, you said you can get rid of these. Yeah.
Notice what detectives are doing here. They're locking down a timeline and a movement of property. The TVs in Bill's car become the spine of the case, because once you can prove when the TVs were loaded and where that car went, you're no longer arguing feelings. You're arguing facts that leave a trail.
Here you go. You're welcome. You want to hold this out and put it on the ground? How are you doing? Is it good, or would you like me to warm it up? No. Okay. Would you rather eat alone, or?
I mean, stare at me and watch me eat.
Watch you eat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know this is the first time we just met, but
No, it's not. We met last night.
Well.
And you were rude as shit.
I know, but that was
What?
still today. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. We just met today, then. You have two little kids, don't you? Mm-hmm. A boy and a girl. Mm-hmm. Okay. No, because I had read some reports. I guess remember the officer when you went out to Armor? I guess one of the officers there. Mm-hmm. I guess he helped you out with getting your kids back or something like that.
No, he was there when they got taken.
He was there when he was taken. Okay.
And is that relative to like just?
No, I just want to talk to you because I have two little
kids.
No, I just have two little ones too, and I know they can be a handful. Who's older, the boy or the girl?
The girl.
The girl? How old is she?
She'll be 4 October 1st.
She'll be 4. And the little one?
He's 2.
He's 2. Okay. I've talked to some people. I guess is the nickname you give him, is it Fat Fat or something like that? Is it really Fat Fat? What's the reason for calling him Fat Fat?
He's fat.
Is he fat?
He's 10 pounds from the floor.
Mm-hmm.
This is the classic soft landing phase. Food, kids, small talk. None of it is random. It lowers her guard and creates emotional stakes. Your children, his children, consequences. The detective is building a psychological bridge so that admitting the truth feels like relief instead of defeat.
Hey, Taylor, you know everything that you told me about your grandpa, about the phone call that was made, the TVs, all that stuff. Your grandpa has come up here and he told us that basically the complete opposite.
Of course.
That you were the one that made the phone call or went over there to use the phone.
I did use the phone. I told you that.
And what time was that you used the phone?
About 8:30.
Is what time?
About 8:30.
8 or 8:30? He's saying that you've also made comments about trying to rob him. Why would your grandpa be telling us this stuff? And you just think it's funny. You're just sitting here laughing.
No, I knew it was going to be funny.
A man is dead, and you're just sitting here laughing.
No, I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at what I knew was going to happen.
And I've been nice. I've been courteous to you. I've been respectful to you. But I'm really getting tired of just giving a runaround.
Okay, well, I told you.
No, you're telling me what you want us to believe. You're not telling me the truth.
And then the switch flips. Grandpa tells the opposite, and suddenly she's not just explaining, she's defending. This is where the interrogation becomes a credibility test. Whoever controls the narrative controls the blame. Her laughter gets framed as disrespect, and that emotional framing pressures her to react, and reactions create mistakes.
This Bill?
Do you think Bill deserved that?
No, I didn't.
Taylor, do us a favor and please look at the picture.
I got more. Look at that. That's what happened to Bill. You see that? That's Bill. Bill's dead. This isn't a game. This isn't a joke. We want to know who did this to Bill. And you know, and you're in here laughing about it.
I wasn't laughing about it.
Who did this to Bill?
I don't know. But you can't sit there and say I was laughing about that because I wasn't.
You know who did this.
What happened, Taylor?
Look at that. That's what happened to Bill.
Here's the hammer. They introduce crime scene photos and force her to look. That's not just shock value. Investigators use it to break denial and stop the suspect from treating the story like gossip. It turns abstract talk into a real death right in the room.
I sat in here for hours listening to you just give me the runaround.
I didn't give you the.
You didn't lie to me all morning long and finally tell me what you want me to believe?
I didn't lie. I just didn't give you all the information. I didn't lie. I gave you the truth about other stuff.
No, you're still lying.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You were there. You know who did this. And you're sitting here lying about it. And we're going to prove who did this. And we're going to put him in prison for a long time. Do you understand that?
Good. They need to be in prison. Good with that.
And we got your DNA. We got everything now.
Good. I gave it to y'all.
We
didn't get it.
We got
I
these
gave it to y'all.
TVs that are going to be swabbed. They're going to have fingerprints ran on them.
Okay.
We got so much evidence right now.
But do you have evidence of a murder that I did? No, because I didn't do nothing.
That's what we're working on.
I didn't do it.
Now they bring in evidence language, DNA, swabs, fingerprints, trackers, prosecutors, warrants. Even if every detail isn't revealed, the point is pressure. Make her believe the walls are closing in. Once someone thinks the case is already solved, they often pivot from "I didn't do it" to "okay, but here's what really happened."
I just showed you.
I've
not hit nothing. I didn't say you watched.
Like,
I didn't say you watched, but I said you know. But here's the thing.
Wait, okay, so people are supposed to come up and tell me, right?
Now that you're protecting him, you'll be charged as an
How am I
accomplice.
protecting him?
You know what happened.
So people just come up and tell me all the time now that people murdered somebody. No.
This is your last chance. This is your life. I'll be back to that murder warrant.
Okay, come back with it.
Where did you and Joe go to?
Savannah.
Where'd you pick him up at?
The casino.
You picked him up at the casino?
Yeah.
Did he call you?
No, I'm not at the casino. People ain't just gonna come up and tell me, hey, I murdered this person. Hey, I killed him. You know, people are not gonna tell me this.
I mean, from what I can tell you from the little experience I know, people are different.
This next section is a trap disguised as a question. Where did you pick Joe up? Where did you go? They're testing whether her answers match what they already see in the car's movements. If her story doesn't fit the route, she doesn't just look wrong. She looks like she's protecting someone, and that's how the charge tightens.
By a picket fence?
That picket fence, the opening?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On which side? As soon as you turn, was the trailer on your right? It was on your right? So it'd be the fourth trailer?
I think so.
Okay.
Sorry.
Who lives there?
Bunch of dope heads.
Just the dope heads?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What'd you guys go do there?
Yeah.
Get high?
Mm-hmm.
What was it you did?
Dope.
Well, right, but what though?
Maybe.
I mean, what's your poison? I mean, is it meth? You like to smoke weed?
I
Pills?
like opiates.
You like opiates?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you got?
Mm-hmm.
What was it you got that day?
Meth. Dope.
You got meth? Okay. And then what happened after that?
Because that's what Joe does.
That's the what?
That's what Joe does. He had me hit him, like, in his vein.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he had you do it for him? Okay. And then what happened after that?
Really, he's just weird.
Joe's weird. Is he a friend of yours?
Somewhat.
Here, detectives begin locking her into a step-by-step route. Casino, trailer park, drugs, Joe, Pete. Every location she names becomes a point they can later verify with cameras, phones, and witnesses. The more detail she gives, the less room she has to change her story later.
Was it still daylight when you left?
Yeah, it's getting dark.
It was getting darker though, so almost 8?
I want to say.
Almost.
Because when I got to dude's uncle's, it was still light, but it was dark, like dark light.
More darker than light. Where does he live at?
Off 8th Street.
North or south?
North 8th.
North 8th?
Mm-hmm.
You know what the address is, or what color the house looks like? I know it's kind of dark time, but...
I know, but why is that irrelevant? I mean, why is that relevant to this?
Because I'm trying to get a timeline of where you went. If you're saying the truth, I want to make sure everything
really
lines up with what you say.
I went and got pills or whatever.
I'm not interested in the pills, though,
But that's why I went there.
to get pills.
Yeah, and then the guy who was there, I call him Nemo.
Do you have him on Facebook?
Yeah. It's like, starts with an S though.
His name starts with an S?
Yeah, but I call him Nemo.
But he's a black guy, so?
Yeah. He came with me to my cousin's, and then he went with me to a store.
This section is about network mapping. Investigators aren't just focused on her anymore. They're building profiles of Joe, Pete, and Nemo. By identifying who was with her, where they live, and how long she's known them, police are quietly building alternate suspects and testing whether she's protecting someone.
And you didn't hear not one thing?
No.
No? So, the last time you saw Bill was like you said, like on 8 when you guys were like talking?
Yeah, about 8 times.
Okay.
But with a gun, wouldn't you think you hear gunshots?
Well, that's the thing about it though. Cause you saw Bill, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty messed up. For that to happen, I would think there'd be a lot of noise. Especially if someone's fighting for their life. Wouldn't you say? If someone grabbed
If you get shot though, wouldn't you be quiet? Like.
But you would hear it though.
But then I would hear the gunshot.
There you go.
Unless I'm asleep.
I think a gunshot next door would wake anyone up. Yeah.
I've never heard a gunshot, so I don't know.
Have you ever heard fireworks?
Yeah.
Around the 4th of July, people would say, "Oh, there's gunshots," and I know it's not fireworks. I know fireworks, but we never done any fireworks. So people always kind of relate it to fireworks. So have you ever heard a firework like from far away?
Yeah.
You can still kind of hear it. It's faint, but you can still hear it, right? So I would assume next door. I've shot a lot of guns. I would assume you would be able to hear those gunshots.
Now the focus shifts to what she should have heard. By comparing gunshots to fireworks, detectives challenge her claim of ignorance. If the shooting happened next door, silence becomes suspicious. This forces her into a corner. Either admit she heard something, or explain why she didn't.
Read this section here.
I read a statement of my rights, understand what my rights are. I'm willing to make a statement and answer questions. I do not have a lawyer at this time. I understand and know what I'm doing. No promises or threats have been made to me, and no pressure or coercion of any kind has been used against me.
Okay. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Can't imagine how you're feeling right now. I can't, but just by seeing your reaction right now makes me know that you're a decent person. You have a heart. You have a soul, and you're hurting right now. And it's obvious, and it's understandable. I can't say that you're never going to have a day where you don't think about this, or you don't hurt, or you don't experience pain. I can only tell you that there's only a few ways to get past this.
Right after rereading her Miranda rights, the detective switches gears from procedure to empathy. He frames her as a good person with a heart, not to comfort her, but to lower her defenses. This is a classic rapport-building move, designed to make honesty feel safer than silence.
You don't want, and I'm just going to be honest with you. All this stuff is going to go to trial. okay? There's going to be a jury. There's going to be 12 people sitting up here. Have you ever seen a jury trial before? You ever see how it's made up and stuff like that? Are you familiar with all that? So these 12 people are going to sit up here and they're going to look at all this evidence that we're getting. They're going to look at all of our interviews prior and up to now. And you know how people are. They're going to base their judgments on what they see, what they hear, what they observe. They're going to formulate opinions. And the worst thing you don't want them to do is to formulate an opinion of you is that you're cold or you're heartless or you don't have a soul and you have no emotion or you're not remorseful, because all that stuff doesn't sell well, people. I mean, we're in the Bible Belt. You realize that, right? You're in the Bible Belt of America. And these people are going to pass judgment on you.
Here, the focus shifts to the jury. By reminding her that 12 strangers will judge her emotions, remorse, and reactions, the detective reframes this interrogation as a preview of trial. He's warning her, every word and every tear will eventually be evaluated.
Unfortunately, we can't turn back time. The only thing we can do is go forward from where we're at now and try to make the best of it and try to right what's been wrong. And you got to have closure for yourself, or you're never going to have a peaceful night. I think that's already proven itself to you. The family needs closure. We've worked all weekend long, gathering up evidence, collecting evidence. And I don't want you to think that I'm trying to bluff you, but we've pretty much got everything we need right now.
Okay, then you can have the killer.
I do. I'm looking right at the killer right now, Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what the jury's going to see, and I'm going to show them the evidence.
Okay.
You were there, and I'll be put you there.
This is the turning point. The detective abandons sympathy and confronts her directly, claiming he's looking at the killer. It's a high-pressure tactic meant to provoke either a confession or a defensive mistake. From this moment on, the interview becomes about survival, not cooperation.
You left her that morning. How did you get his car? You told me he gave you his car.
He let me borrow it.
And what time did he let you borrow it?
I borrowed it on Monday. They gave me the keys on Tuesday.
Okay, so you left that Wednesday morning. And where'd you go as soon as you left?
Casino.
And what'd you do as soon as you got to the casino?
Play.
What else you did at the casino?
I ate, I guess.
What else did you do?
I was in, lost money.
What else did you do?
Seen Joe. Play with him.
Okay, what'd you do when you pulled up in front of the gas station?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing? You did.
Notice how the detective starts friendly. Small talk, shared connections, even mentioning Gail. But the real purpose is control. He's pinning down timelines, phone contact, and how Joe enters the story. Every locks her into details she can't easily walk back later.
Okay, well, we've got the trash, so if this is the story you want to stick with, you think I'm just pulling this out of my tail. I'm being honest with you. I know we knew what you threw away. We was able to get the video. We was able to intercept the trash, so we're good there. You dye your hair? That's your natural color? Looks like I got some dye in it.
It's tight.
It's
tight.
Dye? You know what Bill had in his hand?
What?
Your hair.
My hair?
Mm-hmm. He had your hair clumped up in the palm of his dead hand.
I don't know how.
Oh yeah, you do. That's why you're about to break right now again, because the old man fought you, and you know that before you killed him. Taylor, you're not going to be able to get through this.
I didn't kill him.
You're not going to be able to get through this.
This is where the pressure becomes evidence-based. The detective introduces the hair and fingernail sampling, and more importantly, the possibility of surveillance footage across the street. He's signaling. Your story won't be judged by emotion. It'll be judged by what the camera and forensics show.
But did he still go?
I went inside. He did what he did after that. I don't know. I went inside. I didn't hear anything else. And I didn't talk to Joe until I got to the casino.
So who closed Joe's door?
Probably him.
I mean, Bill. Who closed Bill's door?
Probably him.
Did he have the keys?
Who?
Joe.
Do you need a key to close the door?
You do to lock it.
I mean, if you locked it, then Bill shut it.
So Bill shut the door and locked it?
I mean, I'm guessing.
I'm pretty sure that didn't happen.
I don't
Does he
know.
remind
How am I
you?
supposed to tell you?
Does
Like,
he
I don't
remind you
know.
how Bill was again? Pretty obviously, he didn't shut the door. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
So did you?
Mm-mm.
You had the keys.
You need keys to lock the door now?
You deadbolts.
Deadbolts?
You had the keys.
I had the car key. That's it.
You got all of his keys. House keys, all.
I didn't grab the house keys.
They're in the car. You had them.
I didn't have the house keys.
Taylor, I'm fixing to walk out.
I mean, there's other people in the car too. Like, I didn't have the house keys.
Other people in the car.
Yeah.
Now the interrogation pivots to the locked door problem. No forced entry, one set of keys, and she's the one who had them. So how does Joe get inside and leave without a break-in? This is the kind of simple logistical contradiction that destroys credibility and builds a conviction.
They probably didn't have your size.
No large.
Well, they're kind of short on clothes over there. A lot of people that they have to clothe over there. So they just kind of have what they have.
It's because y'all arrest too many people. Y'all arrest way too many people.
It's not just us, it's other places too. You can't put the blame on all of us.
So what's going through your head when you blocked that?
My wife bought it for me. Blame her. I think that works, right?
But you put it on.
She is once again brought into the interrogation room in a totally different mood. Small talk, awkward laughs, complaints about jail clothes. But that casual tone is strategic. The detectives are keeping her talking while they quietly verify details in the background, and they're waiting for the moment she finally stops defending and starts confessing.
You need anything else? Okay. So we let you talk to your mom. Okay. So now what I would like to ask you for you to tell us the truth.
That's true. I mean, I told y'all the truth today, but I didn't tell y'all all of it. But I told y'all the truth.
Taylor, then do us a favor, just start from the beginning. Whatever you told us in the past, we're not going to even bring it up. So just tell us in the beginning what happened and exactly the truth the way it happened, okay?
I did. Joe came over that night. That's when he asked me where sugar daddy lived and all that. That was true. I told him, he pointed at my uncle and said, no, that's where my uncle is. And I told him where he lived. And, he told me that, he asked me what he had in the house, and I told him that he didn't have shit. Like, he didn't have nothing to even do anything with. And then he told me that he's like, will you knock on the door? I knocked on the door. And then he went in, I left. That's when I went to McDonald's. And I came back. He told me he took care of it. I didn't kill him though. I didn't do nothing like that.
Here's the big shift. She admits she didn't tell the full story before. And now she brings in Joe. A new name, a new timeline, and a new explanation. Notice the structure. She puts herself as the knock on the door person, then claims she left, trying to be close enough to explain the evidence, but far enough to avoid the violence.
Like, he would tell me all of it. He just said that he got on that everything's okay. And I asked him if he was okay. He told me, yeah, and he took care of it. That's the truth. Okay, y'all. Y'all finally got everything out of me. That's all.
Well, we appreciate you being honest. That's what we wanted. Okay.
I'm scared.
Okay.
And like I was telling you down there, I understand that you're scared. Okay? I'm not dealing with what you're having to deal with, but I can understand that it's got to be hard.
I was telling one truth though. I did not kill that man. I'm not a killer. I'm so far from a killer out there. I'm just a drug addict. That's it.
Now, when you saw Joe after McDonald's, did he have anything in his hand?
No. He came out when I pulled back in. He came out. He had the TVs and he just put them in the car. And then I was like, what did you do? You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't tell me nothing then. He said, I'll catch you at the casino later. I went to the casino, and that's when he was like, I kept asking him. He wouldn't tell me. He just told me that he took care of it, that basically everything is okay now. Basically, he took care of it all. So get rid of the TV.
Where did he get the TVs from?
Bill's house.
And how do you know this?
He walked out.
Now detectives lock onto the TVs. TVs are not a detail. TVs are a trail, taken from Bill's house, loaded into the car, later pawned or dumped. When stolen property starts moving immediately after a killing, it turns the case from he said / she said into a provable sequence of actions.
And how did he get the TVs in Bill's car?
He put them in there.
Did you unlock
I
the
had
car
the keys.
for him?
Yeah, that was the truth. He let me borrow his car. He really did. And I had the keys. Joe knew about it. But like, I don't know why the door would be locked unless he locked it.
Did you have the keys in your possession?
I had the car keys. Yeah.
And you understand a deadbolt has to be locked by a key.
How do you? I don't know how the deadbolt was locked because I didn't lock it.
Did Joe ever have the key?
We didn't lock the car, but that was it. He unlocked the car with the TVs in it. That's it.
This section is about access and the deadbolt. A deadbolt usually means someone had a key or locked it intentionally. Detectives push this because it tests her story. If she had the keys, who had control of the scene? Tiny mechanics like a lock can destroy a whole timeline.
I remember I put a 20 in there.
And Taylor, one thing that is concerning is the fact that Bill does have hair in his hand. Okay? And we had a detective down there during his autopsy who states that the hair is the same color as yours. And Joe doesn't have any hair. So where would that come from?
Because I didn't see him afterwards. That's the truth. That's why I gave a hair sample. And what the eyes bothering. Yeah, that's why I gave a hair sample because I didn't.
Did you ever see Bill after McDonald's?
Then comes the pressure point. Bill had hair in his hand, and investigators say it matches her hair color. That's not random. That's the victim grabbing during a struggle. Even if she claims Joe did it, forensic details like this force one question. How does her physical trace end up in the victim's grasp?
Let's stop asking questions. Real quick.
again, we really appreciate you being honest. I know the first couple of days you weren't being honest with us, but I knew the side you must have been tearing you apart.
The first 2 days y'all talked to me, I was really high also.
Yeah.
Went through withdrawals this weekend, and I was like, what am I doing? Save me.
Like I said, you're definitely doing the right thing. And we really appreciate it.
Hope y'all leave me. Sorry for lying to y'all.
Thank you. Just give us a few minutes, okay? Do you want anything?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. No sweet tea? With extra sugar? Yeah.
No.
We might have some.
She's trying to sound cooperative. I'm doing the right thing, but the story still has gaps. No phone contact, yet they meet at a casino. She leaves, yet stolen goods appear. She's scared, yet she stays involved. This is the pattern that leads to conviction. Not one perfect smoking gun, but a chain of inconsistencies that keeps tightening.
Test results are not good. Showing that you were showing deception.
Deception?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
Deception means that you're trying to deceive. You're not being truthful.
Oh, I am. I am.
I brought this in here to show you. You see that question that says R5? And that big spike on it?
What does it mean?
It means you were lying.
About what?
The R5 was when I asked you, were you present when he was attacked? And you said that you weren't, right? In the interview, before we even started testing, when you were telling me your story, right? You told me that you knocked on the door, and when Bill answered, Joe went in, kind of bum rushed him, right? So I mean, you see where I'm going with this? In the interview, you told me.
I was there.
You said that you weren't, and right there I'm showing you that's where you were telling us a lie. You were lying to me when I asked you in the test, were you present when he was attacked?
Not when he was killed. But attacked, maybe, not killed.
Right here, the polygraph becomes a weapon. The examiner isn't just saying you failed. He's forcing her into a tighter version of the truth. The moment she admits she was there, even if she claims it was only an attack, the story shifts from denial to damage control, and that's exactly what prosecutors look for.
Okay, you understand that he died, right?
Yeah.
It's
my fault, but
let me ask you a question, and now's the time to be completely honest. Do you think whatever Joe used to kill him was in that Walmart sack? Whatever he used to hit him with? Because now's a good time Taylor, now would be a good time to separate yourself from the robbery and the homicide. See what I'm saying? If you could help these detectives find the weapon that was used to hurt him, like that was more likely in that Walmart sack.
I don't know what he did.
Here's a chance to separate yourself. Oh shit, we didn't mean for anybody to die. This is what was supposed to have happened. You need to tell these guys what happened.
I did tell them what happened. Just because that doesn't mean that I'm lying.
Well, from my understanding, you said that you weren't, whenever Joe went inside the house, you left.
I did leave.
Then how did you walk out with the pills and how did you dispose of them?
Because when he was walking out, he handed me the shit.
So you were still there when he was walking out. You see what I'm saying?
When I came back, he was walking out. And I was telling you the truth. He was walking out, he handed me the shit. Put it in the car.
This is the contradiction that keeps killing her credibility. She says she left, but then admits Joe handed her the pills as he walked out. That matters because it places her at the scene during the exit, right when evidence and stolen items move. Even if she didn't strike the victim, she's now tied to the robbery in real time.
Okay, I still gotta cover this. There's no reason to be argumentative with me. I'm trying to clarify right now.
No, you're not. You're trying to accuse.
No, I'm not. Well, there's nothing to accuse. You're already in jail.
Oh, really? But who ain't?
Okay.
And here's a chance for you to separate yourself from the
But
robbery.
I'm trying to, but everything.
Well, you're not.
But you've got to be truthful in order
And
to
I'm
do
being
so.
honest with you.
Okay, so then tell us exactly what happened. I would think if I was you, I would be saying, and this is just me talking, if I was there, you know what? Yeah, we were going to knock the old man off. We were going to rob him. We were going to take his TV, whatever. Joe goes in, starts beating the hell out of this guy. I didn't want a part of it.
I didn't.
Okay, but you got to tell us what you saw.
I didn't. He wouldn't let me go in.
Okay, but
He wouldn't let me go in.
Okay, he went and made his way in.
Yeah. He wouldn't
There's
let me
more
go in.
to
He
that he
shut that
made his way
motherfucking
in.
door behind him. He said no. He said no. He shut that door behind him.
When he went in?
Yes.
Okay. He's talked to you about what happened.
No. He won't tell me. He told me questions get me hurt.
His what?
Questions will get me hurt.
You know he killed him. I mean, you know now. Did you know then he killed him?
No.
What did you think happened?
I didn't know, to be honest. I was so high.
So where'd you get the TV from?
When he was walking out, he hit me and he said, here. He said, put this one in there. And that's what it is.
Which one did you take to the car?
Now you're watching a classic minimization battle. She repeats, he wouldn't let me go in, trying to stay outside the violence. But the detective keeps her trapped in the logic. If you were close enough to carry TVs, dump pills, and be part of the timeline, then you're close enough to be legally responsible for what happened inside.
Did he say, hey, we're gonna rob him, we're gonna get somebody so we get high?
He said that he was going to take them, but I figured rob, not kill.
Here's the deal. You know Bill better than I do. I don't know about Detective Carter, but you know him better than I do. Is it possible Bill started to put up a fight?
So I was thinking robbery on that.
Does Bill keep ball bat or anything like that around his door?
No, probably in his room.
Probably in his room.
Probably. But I've never seen one in the other.
Did you ever see one in the bedroom?
No, but I was just guessing. He's an old man. I'm just guessing.
So you've been in Bill's apartment several times. There's a red blanket in there. Where did Bill keep that red blanket?
On the couch.
Did he lay on it? Did he sleep on the couch? Did he what?
I don't know. I don't stay with him.
Well, I'm just wondering if you ever seen him over there, like if you ever seen him wrapped up in it, whatever. What was Bill wearing when he entered the door?
Oh, I don't know. Pants. Like bed shorts.
Bed shorts? No shirt?
Okay. Yeah.
Or do you have a shirt on? Do you remember?
I don't know.
When Joe rushed him, did he have anything in his hand?
Like, how it happened, he didn't like really like rush. Like, I don't know, like, he opened the door and he stepped back and.
Listen to how the questions suddenly get specific. Clothing, the red blanket, whether Bill woke up, whether he fought back. That's not small talk. Those are details that either match the crime scene or expose a fabricated memory. When someone guesses too much, investigators treat it like rehearsal, not recall.
Did you not tell me in our first interview you went back the next morning to try to take him to work?
But I didn't. I got high and stayed gone all day.
Good, but you told me you did, so you didn't?
Oh my God.
Hey, I'm just trying to clarify.
Because you're just getting on my nerves right now. I'm not in the mood today. I've had.
Well, I really don't give a shit if you're in the mood or not.
Of course you don't.
All right?
You're a rude person.
I'm not a rude person.
Yes, you are.
You're a rude, cold, heartless murderer. That's
No,
what
I'm
you
not.
are.
No, I'm not.
Look at you. You have no defense for yourself.
I'm not though.
Because you killed the old man.
No, I didn't. I know what I'm capable of.
Yeah, you're capable of that. You're right in the middle of all of it. And why you don't think you think you're so tough?
I told y'all what
You ain't told us nothing. You make up everything to point the finger at everybody else.
But I don't.
You do, 100%.
No, I don't.
This is not going to go away. This is not going to quit.
Okay.
You're going to keep having your little nightmares that you have, and I hope you do for the rest of your fucking life. You killed that old man and you're proud of it, and I'm going to show this to the juror, and they're going to put you in prison for the rest of your life if you don't get the death penalty.
Like you're screaming at me.
Yeah, I am, but you know what? Because you're a murderer.
No, I'm not.
100%.
No, I'm not.
100%.
No, no.
You know everything about this, and you're not telling us.
I told y'all what happened.
No, every time I try to ask you to clarify something, you want to get
I
defensive.
do, but y'all, okay, but I told y'all Thursday and Friday when y'all talked to me, I was high as shit.
Okay, are you high right now?
No.
Okay, so I'm trying to
That's
clarify.
why I said I wasn't high yesterday when I talked to
I
y'all.
would think if I was fixing to go to prison for the rest of my life, maybe looking at the death penalty, I'd want to talk.
This is the pressure cooker moment. The detective drops the professional tone and goes full confrontation. It's risky, but it's intentional. He's trying to trigger an emotional slip, correction, anything that reveals what she's protecting. And notice her defense. Not evidence, just identity. I'm not that kind of person.
Okay, answer me this, Sailor. Who locked Bill's doors up? When y'all left, who locked the doors? Did you?
I could have locked it, but
Can you remember? Can you please try to remember?
I didn't lock it with no keys. I know that.
But you had keys to the house and the car, right?
I mean, I had the car keys. That's the keys I had.
But with house keys on there too, though?
I don't think so. I think he had extra keys.
And you don't remember locking the deadbolt with a key?
See, I have a habit of locking doors, because I always lock doors, but I don't think I locked. I don't think I did.
You think Joe locked the door? Did he have any keys? Did you remember?
He had the car keys, but that's the only keys. I don't think those have a house key on.
What was he doing with the car keys?
Unlocking the car.
And where did you get the car keys from?
Me.
But I thought you said you were driving the car and you just pulled up.
I came back. I had the keys in my hand. I was walking up. He walked out. And so he started shouting V at me. And I was like, you're locking, because I had two hands. I have two hands.
See blood on Joe?
By the end, they switched to the cleanest conviction path. Money, timelines, who met who at the casino, pawn shop decisions, and the locked door question. Because in court, the state doesn't always need the perfect who swung the weapon moment. Sometimes they win by proving you helped set it up, helped move the property, and helped cover it up. Taylor Cynthia Elkins, the woman charged in the killing of retired teacher William Du Bois Jr. in Fort Smith, Arkansas, ultimately pleaded guilty to first-degree murder and was sentenced on January 16, 2020 to 40 years in prison under a plea agreement. Under Arkansas law, the court noted she must serve at least 70% of that term, about 28 years, before she can be eligible for parole. Reports describe the case as a beating death in Du Bois's home, with prosecutors having pursued more severe exposure, including the possibility of a life sentence, before the plea resolved it. The sentence matters legally because it reflects how the state can secure a major penalty even when the defense contests being the actual killer, by proving participation in the underlying felony and post-crime conduct. Local coverage noted Elkins offered no apology or motive at sentencing, underscoring that the conviction rested on evidence and admissions, not sympathy.